Yeah. First, thanks to everyone for hopping on this call on short notice. Obviously, I'm very disappointed for our student athletes, our coaches, staff, our fans, just the entire East Carolina fan base. I'm very disappointed in that regard. I do want to really clarify that the athletic director at Boston College, Pat Kraft, and I, as well as the medical staff from East Carolina and Boston College, we've been talking multiple times over the past couple of days. We knew that certainly there were COVID issues, and then made the final decision this morning based on where they were. I don't want to really speak to what their numbers were. We did have 5 positives on East Carolina, a couple that obviously were players, but our medical staff, we did a really good job of mitigating it and coming up with arrangements to isolate and quarantine those individuals. And we were certainly ready to play the game. I do feel for Boston College and their players and that institution as well. They traveled to DC. They were practicing. They wanted to play this game. Pat Kraft, the athletic director, was very disappointed that they were not going to be able to play as well. So this is not something where it was in anyone's control. I just feel really bad for all involved that we're not able to play the game. Obviously, we're working through multiple logistics, getting the team back. We are working. There will be a process for refunds for those individuals that will want a refund. We'll also set up something where those individuals, if they want to donate their ticket to the Pirate Club, they'll be able to do that. Obviously, we'll have game expenses with little to no revenue coming in from the game. So just a lot of things that we're working through at this time.
Let's go with an initial statement from Coach Houston, then we'll go questions for both.
Well, it was very, very challenging to inform the team this morning. I felt good about us being able to play the game on Monday from both sides' standpoint as late as this morning. And just our kids, they've had a great week of preparation. We've had some COVID issues. We had a couple of starters that would have been out, but I'll tell you, Herb Reinhardt and our athletic training staff just did an outstanding job working with the student athletes and setting up some protocols and some things to really kind of isolate and try to keep it, keep things as safe as possible so that we didn't have a huge outbreak. And I think that the dedication that the kids had, they made some sacrifices and didn't do some things you would usually do during a bowl game because they were very motivated to play this game. So I'm saddened for them. I hate it for the Boston College kids also. It would have been a great game. I'm just sad for our seniors. They were heartbroken. They've, taking over 3 years ago, where the program was and then where we are today, it's those seniors have been the ones that have been kind of the glue that's helped us through this. And this has been their motivation to get in a bowl game and play a bowl game. And they're motivated to win the bowl game. And I hate it for them. But not a good situation for those young men. And I think our fan base too, this has rallied them. This group of student athletes has brought our fan base back. And, there's purple everywhere around DC and Annapolis the last day or so. And I know I've showed the kids a message this morning from an alum about the purple flags all up and down the interstate headed to Annapolis. And so I hate it for our fans. And just there's so many families I've seen just since the announcement came out in the lobby and around the hotel that, they've spent a lot of resources to get here, to be here to support these student athletes. And so I'm disappointed for everyone. I hate that it's turned out like this, but so proud of our young men, proud of our seniors, proud of our team, proud of what they've accomplished this year. They had a great experience this week. Jake Kirkendall and JJ McLam and the Capitol Hilton did just an incredible job hosting us, and the student athletes have had, just an incredible week. Great week of practice, but a great week around DC, a great week of experiencing a bowl game, and it's just disappointing that this is the way it ends.
Other questions, please?
John, is there any talk of actually having another game for the Pirates, for Coach Houston and the players and the staff, for them to play anyone else outside of the Military Bowl?
There is not. Our season is concluded. Our team will travel back late today, obviously with the bowl game, the date that they've been there since the 23rd of December. Logistically, it's just not possible. And so we're going to release our student athletes, to go home, spend some time with the family, and then, we'll move on and look for them to return in January when school starts.
John, you maybe had tweeted this or it was put out in a statement about the timeline on this. When did you all first start to realize this could be a possibility? What was the time? And if you've already said that, I apologize. I was getting a little late here.
No, Pat Kraft and I at Boston College, he was previously the AD at Temple, so we had a prior relationship. We started communicating, I believe it was Christmas Eve or Christmas morning, that they were having positives. And so if you look at, I'm talking about ECU now, we're the majority of our, if not all of our team and coaching staff, we're all vaccinated. And so we were only testing individuals that showed symptoms. And so if you test an individual that shows symptoms, typically the process on quarantine, I'm going back to the old model, if you were a close contact, you had to quarantine for 14 days. Now, the only thing we were doing was testing close contacts 3 to 5 days after their exposure. And so we were in a very good place where we could have played the game and wanted to play the game. And I do believe Boston College really did want to play the game. They traveled to DC and were practicing. And I could sense the disappointment in Pat's voice when, they had to walk in the room as well and tell their players that were there practicing that they couldn't play either. So I just feel bad all the way around.
Was there any thought or discussion about maybe cutting back on some of these pre activities just with COVID kind of, rampaging right now? Is there any thought of just kind of, isolating and just, keeping everyone out from the public?
Yes, that's what was done. When we started having a few issues, our kids stayed in the hotel. We've, been completely masked. We've isolated anybody that got contact traced. We started that a few days ago. So that's what I was saying is we drastically cut back on the bowl experience when we started having issues.
John, you may have addressed this in your opening statement. I came in a little late, but how does the cancellation of the game affect the payout?
Well, we're still working through that. Obviously, I am anticipating little or no payout. Most everyone will have the opportunity for a refund if they don't choose to donate it to the Pirate Club. So there are quite a few expenses we're going to have to absorb. I don't have an exact number on what that is right now. And if I gave you a number, it'd be a wild guess, and I'd prefer not to do that. But the team, the team has really been practicing in Greenville since graduation, since school got out. And then we let the players off for a couple days where they went home. and then we traveled to Annapolis or DC on the 23rd, and I've been in a hotel since then. So the expenses are going to be significant.
Mike, on a positive, you made a bowl game. Your young kids got a lot of extra practices. How important is that for a program to sustain itself, and it probably bodes well for the future that those kids got those extra practices?
Well, absolutely, and it's the development has been it's critically been missed in this program, and so that's been a big positive of this. We can keep on beating on we're not going to get to play the game. Everybody knows we're not going to get to play the game, but just the experience this week of being here for a bowl week is so critical for our program, because the kids in this program have never experienced this. They had no idea. You could talk to them about what a bowl's like, but they had never experienced anything like this. So I think just the taste of this is so critical for the future of our program, and especially with the roster so young. It's only going to benefit us moving forward. So I think this was, a tremendous next step for our program this season and this postseason.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Mike, can you kind of share when you talk to the players what they're? I know you touched on it a little bit, but just you looked them in the eyes, and I can't imagine what that was like for you as a coach and the kids.
It's what gets you is Bruce Bivens, Fernando Fry, Sean Bailey, Justin Chase, DJ Ford, just all these seniors. Bruce Bivens, Aaron Ramsour, the two inside linebackers. We talked about it afterwards. And I mean, they're in tears, and they came here to do this, and they went through such a dark time, and now to have the program turn the way it has, and to be on the cusp of playing in their first bowl game of their college career, the only bowl game that they would have played in college, and to have that taken away, it's been devastating. And it's just I really hurt for those seniors. And I had a chance to have some time with each one of them since we've informed them, and just tell them, number one, how much I care about them, and I'm here to support them in any way with what the next step in life is, but just to thank them, and just what they mean to this program is just so words cannot properly convey. Just they went through a lot, and just I hate it for them.